What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. So, as you might have seen by the title, over the last 4 weeks that the YB has been professionally and systematically exposing with pure facts, pure leaks, pure expose sources, yeah? I've brought you, man, the deepest medical sources, the deepest aeronautical sources, and whatever else. YB, what do you mean aeronautical sources? What do we know? I told you, man. I spoke to one of my, what do they call it, FCA Z Dons, yeah? One of my FCA Z Dons who works at the aeronautics industry, no doubt, said to me, YB, I just heard your video where Billy Ho alleges he flew home on the Wednesday. I'm telling you now, the industry standard, no one, after such critical surgery, would be able to fly for at least a week or two, more likely 3 or 4 weeks. You ain't flying nowhere. Yeah, anyway, I've digressed. That's what's happened over the last 4 weeks. I've brought you all the information, all the sources, and everything in between. Now, it's time to hear from some real victims. Some real victims have reached out to the YB, provided evidence. Because let's not forget, there's different types of evidence in life. You've got the pure factual evidence, which you've heard, and now we've got the testimonies. Yeah, the testimonies of real other victims. People who have actually suffered the alleged injuries that Eddie Hearn and Billy Ho Saunders and everyone else was gassing the place up about. Yeah? No doubt. Because what we do know is, it's not enough just to come with facts. I want you, man, to hear what other people actually went through. Because every time, and this is the problem you see, every time we hear porcupines told, it takes away from the real victims. People who really suffered with injuries. Billy Ho makes him look like a joke. Billy Ho prancing around the place, plastering his face all over social media within 2 weeks after. He just undergone the most invasive face surgery. And he's, you know what I'm saying? I've showed you, man, pictures before. You've got Ebony Bridges, or what's the other chick's name? Warrior. #1 female warrior goat, Molly McCann, was to be posted up in hospital, long multi-month recovery, and Billy Ho takes them injuries other people have really worried on through and with, and had to dealt with the repercussions of their actions, had to dealt with the repercussions of their heart. Because Molly McCann had so much heart, she's had to suffer and recover with her eye. That's put her out of the game. Billy Ho? Oh no. Billy Ho, 10 days after his alleged surgeries, alleged flying home, alleged everything else, he's all on social media, driving with no seatbelt and crossing in and out of traffic and whatnot, like Mad Max, when he's supposed to only have one eye. Supposed to have been recovering from open eye surgery. Yeah? So anyway, let's get to the testimonies here, because some of you, man, don't believe what I'm saying. Some of you, man, didn't believe the bottom line evidence. You didn't believe the empirical, quantitative evidence. Let me give you, man, some testimonies right now. Here's one done. Few years ago, I fractured my orbital. Knee to face playing rugby. 1, it felt like the front quarter of my skull had crumpled in bits. 2, I didn't need surgery. Luckily, the bottom of the eye socket blew out downwards. 3, after 3 or 4 weeks, it was still green and purple across half my face. Facts. Yeah? Still green and purple. This Don here weren't rocking up and plastering his face all over social media. Looking spring fresh. Yeah? And no doubt. Another thing here, he mentions that his face felt like it was crumpled into bits. Guess what? You can bet your bottom dollar, if this man here, if this Don here, had been sitting in the corner, and that metal Don, Billy Ho Saunders' corner metal Don, was jabbing that metal thing in his face, he would have been, you know what I'm saying, you'd have noticed he was in admirable pain. Billy Ho, meanwhile, alleges all these injuries, but Mr. Metal Man was moshing. Listen, meanwhile, whilst Tom Saunders, many people overlook this, Tom Saunders weren't the only one getting mashed at that particular point in time. At that very second, Billy Ho Saunders' face was also getting moshed by that man with the metal thing. Billy didn't flinch. Just think about it. You've had your face cracked, and my man here, my character witness, yeah, my testimony witness, Says, listen, it felt like my skull had been crumpled into bits. Guess what? Billy should have been feeling like that too. Why wasn't he flinching when the metal man was jabbing it in his cart? He didn't do anything. He didn't protest any pain. He literally looked like a man who had a bit of bruising. That's how you act. Because let's not forget, fighters who have bruising, they know the process. Okay, my eye's bruised or I've been hit. My corner man is going to apply the cold metal thing, the metal weight, and kind of squeeze out the swelling. So Billy just sat there like it was normal swelling. And that's why, again, the doctor didn't feel nothing. The doctor put his hands on it. If his face was falling apart like everyone alleges it was, why didn't the doctor say something? Doctor said nothing. Mr. Metal Ting said nothing. In fact, tell a lie, Mr. Metal Ting didn't say nothing. Instead, he started jabbing Billy's face, approaching it as if it's a normal swelling, which it was, which we know now it was. Billy had, this is the thing, Billy didn't even have severe swelling. We've seen Ebony Bridges, we've seen Daniel Dubois. They had extreme swelling. Ebony Bridges. We've seen Josh Taylor with extreme swelling. No fractures. Ebony Bridges and Josh Taylor had no fractures but extreme swelling. We've seen them. Theirs took months to recover. Billy, we didn't see nothing out of Billy. Billy's eye weren't swollen shut. Ebony Bridges and Josh Taylor had full pork pie. Yeah, full of pork pie is where there's nothing but pork pie there. There's no eye. There was no eye. Josh Taylor had no eye. Ebony Bridges had no eye. Billy Ho Saunders had full eye. Billy Ho Saunders had let me lay it on thick eye. Yeah? Giving it all the blink, 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 blink. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Quickly, Ben. Chew my ear off. Get me out of here. I'm a celebrity jacker. Let me hop out. Yeah? Get me out of here is what he said. ITV special, no doubt. 100%. That's the first one. Yeah, let me read it to you one more time. After 3 or 4 weeks, it was still green and purple. And I mean, I'm not being funny, yeah? Anyone who's had a decent black eye, no, it don't go within a week. It don't go within 2 weeks. It takes time. Yeah? No doubt. Next one. Next character witness. Yeah? Next Don to take the stand against Billy Ho. My dog says, yo YB, I had a fractured eye socket and cheekbone. Yeah, I can send you a pic, what it looks like. I got a scar under my eye, and my eyelid still hangs off over my eye. I suffer from seizures, so bang my face all the time, and the scar tissue is soft, so it opens up. But like I said, if you want a pic of after I had surgery 4 weeks after, it was still a mess. And you can't even fly for 8 weeks, I was told, of the air pressure on the plane. Anyway, keep up the good work, bro. So there you go, boom. My next general here. Again, confirming the information I passed on to you, man, from my aeronautical general, yeah? My aeronautical general passed down the regulations. The regulations state, someone been in aggressive surgeries, you ain't flying. Especially around the eye. The eye is all pressure. The eyeball is pure pressure. That's what it is. Pure blood and whatever else is made of. It's pure pressure. That's why it feels hard. People think it's solid. It's not. It's full of juices. Yeah? And when you've had your eye bust, the eye is the most sensitive to pressure. The last thing you'll be doing, after number 1 being in a vicious fight and then number 2 having to have surgery, the last thing you'll be doing is flying home on Wednesday, like they alleged it was. And the way Eddie Hearn was sounding was as if he was trying to get out there on Tuesday. Truth be known, Eddie Hearn came out, I think it was on the Monday, saying, yeah, Billy's, I think we're looking to fly home Wednesday. I'm thinking, what? Wednesday? How are you flying home Wednesday? Wait a minute, so you took crazy damage on Saturday night. You was operated on by Sunday night. And you're out there by Wednesday. Like, what is this? It's miraculous, is what it is. And then you got people like Ben Davison laughing and joking. It's the bare knuckle food, and wow, that's what they think of you. So all my victims out there, yeah, Molly McCann, Josh Taylor, whoever else. I know Josh Taylor's part of the Schiller team now, but whatever. End of the day, all the real victims, yeah, who've had to battle on and deal with their injuries. Not that they care, because fair play to them, they're warriors. But I'm just saying, anyone out there, yeah, who's been a true victim, has actually suffered, all of you get punked because you've got people. It's almost like, you get them people who fake they've got cancer. Oh, you know what I mean? It devalues people who are actually suffering with it. It's muggy. You don't claim you've got things you haven't just to make yourself look better. Because guess what? What Billy couldn't ever do is, many people, Eddie Hearn, MTK, the Shilaloa cartel, everyone can arguably just about justify jacking if you've got you know what I'm saying, if you've got 3 fractures here and 3 fractures there and a partridge in a pear tree. If you've got all that kind of stuff, yeah, people can justify it. I mean, people like Tyrone Booth. Tyrone Booth can come out paid off to shill by the MTK, by the Shilaloa cartel. That's kind of acceptable. Tyrone Booth can say, oh, well, yes, I call everyone else a quitter, but Billy was smart because Daniel Dubois is a quitter and O'Hara Davis is the black quitter, but not Billy. Billy was a smart man, and Billy was making a really smart decision because his eye was 3 times this, 3 times that. Yeah? That's what Tyrone Booth can do. That's what number 1 paid Sheila company man can do. Because of the injuries. So what they've done is, Eddie Hearn and whoever else, the Shilaloa cartel, MTK, Shilaloa, no doubt, they take something real, they take something where real people have suffered, and just throw it out there for themselves, for their own gain. Because guess what? What they can't do is, Billy can't come out and say, you know what guys, I got hit once, had a bit of bruising, my leg, but mainly the truth is guys, I got hit once, but the eye wasn't even the issue, truth be known, that was a good out. The honest truth is, my legs was tired, because let me tell you what man, right now, I know boxing. I'm not going to sit here and gas the place up. I see, when I'm right, yeah, I'm right, and I'm telling you on this one, I'm right. I already saw Billy's legs getting tired. I mean, look at Alvarez. Alvarez already saw. Why do you think Alvarez wasn't rushing? It took me a while to understand this, but there's a reason Alvarez didn't pounce on him. Alvarez weren't in no rush. Alvarez knew his legs are done, and he's finished. Now I can enjoy the last 4 rounds. Yes, I'm going to stop him, but I'm going to enjoy stopping him. That's why it's not a big mystery here. Oh, wait there, YB, why didn't he finish him? Alvarez weren't in a rush. Alvarez knew it was done. The fight was over. Now, many people have misconstrued that and say, oh, well, YB, Alvarez knew the fight was over because he felt the eye cracked. You can't feel an eye cracking with 10-ounce gloves on. Why do you think they need x-ray for? If it was so easy, yeah? if it was so easy to analyse the extent of someone's injuries with 10-ounce boxing gloves on, they wouldn't need x-rays. You just look at it and say, yeah, or you just touch it with your thumb and say, yeah, there's one here, there's one there. What Alvarez meant by that was, Alvarez knew after he hit him, Billy was going to hop out. Because Billy weren't going to want no more of that. Billy weren't a warrior. It's the same way Alvarez, pretty much for the first time in his career, predicted the stoppage. Alvarez never predicts stoppages. He did so because he knew. Well, listen, it's one of 2 reasons, but I'll tell you one of the reasons. One of the reasons was because he knew Billy gun jack. Billy wasn't made of the stuff that he talks about. Alvarez had his number, and hence, when he hit Billy, and he saw Billy's legs were tired up, Billy weren't moving as sharply. Billy's body language, he weren't giving it the big one as much. That's why Billy hopped out. Now again, like I said, Billy could have come out and said, you know what, I'm not going to mug the public off. I'm not going to mug my fans off who have paid and bet good money on me. I'm not going to kind of take the piss out of people who have actually suffered with said injuries. Instead, I'm going to do what a man should do and own it. I'm going to come out and say, you know what guys, Sine, I found out I'm not who I thought I was. Yeah, I've been talking a big game. I've been talking down on others. I've been talking down on Kell Brook and everyone else for not going out like a warrior. I found out today I am a civilian at best. I am a moist civilian. That's what I am. I'm not the warrior I thought I was. I do apologise to my fans who thought I was King Kong, who thought I was a bare knuckle warrior champion. That's not me. Please forgive me for my mistake. I've now learnt I'm humbled. And that's that. That's what he could have done. He could have done that. And you know what? I'd have come on here and said, I swear down, if Billy had come out and said that, I'd have said, you know what guys, that there is probably one of the most humble and impressive post-fight speeches from anyone in history, because no one's ever done it, to be fair. Very rarely do we hear that. Someone own actually what happened. Got hit once, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to be here. I don't want no more of that. Yeah, I'm out of here. That's what you could have said. Got hit once, my legs was tired, I couldn't do no more running and backpedaling. I was all ran out. Yeah, the whole road runner plan was at an end, and I realised I didn't want no more. Yeah? So I hopped out. And all you dons who bet on me, because I was 2 days earlier, I was banging my chest saying, you ain't seen a heart like mine, and you ain't seen skills like this, and Fury versus Klitschko won, and you know what I'm saying? Let's not forget that. Many people bet on Billy Ho because of everything Fury, you know what I mean? They were giving it all that. Eddie Hearn was giving it Fury versus Klitschko won, and linking it to what Fury had done. Talking about how you ain't seen a heart like mine. There ain't no quitting this heart. Yeah? That's how it sold it. So when you sell something like that, and it ends up being fugazi, you owe it to them dons to come out and explain what happened. Guess what you don't do? You don't jump on social media and start prancing around with showing no injuries on your face. Just completely mugging the fans. Any fans you had left, just mug them all off. Showing it's all a farce. Anyway, I've got another character reference right here. Let's get to it. I have had the very same injuries, and I was driving 4 days later. But my head looked like a watermelon, and my eye 4 months later was still semi-shut. Difference was, my eye socket was broken and my skull split. I still carried on fighting. Lol. And I am able to show the medical evidence. See, there we go, another don there. With evidence, and no doubt, the YB verified evidence, 100%. So listen, you can't, what more can we say here? Every single one of them said, even this, and this is the thing, so you know it's legit, yeah? Never mind the evidence I've seen from these dons. He even verifies it, says, listen, I had the same injuries, but I was driving 4 days later. Fair enough, see? I'm not gonna, this don here didn't come up and start sucking me off. He played it fair. You know what, YB? Yep, the driving part may not be 100% accurate. However, guess what? You best believe the marks don't disappear expeditiously. Yeah? You don't go through open eye surgery and then next thing you know it's all cleared up within 2 weeks. That's not how the body works. And then you got people like Ben Davison. That's when I really knew the gig was up. When I hear Ben Davison saying, oh yeah, it's the bare knuckle food. Just taking the piss out of all you, man. Yeah? At that point, even Ben Davison had you, man, lined up and telling you, man, to open wide. Yeah, to say, that's what Ben Davison did to you, man. At that point, you know, what is that? Michelle Joy Phelps says, Michelle the Fire Phelps says, listen. People are saying Billy ain't got no marks. Oh, well, you know, yeah, bare knuckle. It's the bare knuckle food. That's what they think of you. They think that's what you'll take. They think you'll accept that. And the thing is, you did. I got a man in my comments saying, YB, but he was eating special bare knuckle food, and wow, you man going out sad right now, no doubt.